I'm Alec Hansen, and I'm here on your desktop. This is a joke, right? This is a mess. I'm also here on your phone. How do you live? Clean your inbox. Look, I'm also in your ears on a podcast in your car. Look, I'm everywhere. Today, I'm here for you. This entire series has been me traveling around the country, sitting down directly with originators, unpacking their business, and helping them with a marketing makeover. Today, we're gonna do it a little different. I've taken the entire Masterclass, everything that is brand new, and packaged it for you. So grab something to write with, get a favorite beverage and some snacks, and buckle up, because we're going deep. This episode is all for you. Welcome to Brand New.
Look like it's time to rise and get in the game. Gonna change some branding, not afraid to fly. I can't even wait to finally touch down with the camera click. Let's light up that stage. Time to start your brand new golden age. It's your time to shine. Cameras on you. Brand new.
Welcome to Brand You, the first segment of the Brand New experience. This is critically important for you on your journey of developing your personal brand, because without a foundation, without knowing who you are and what you stand for, content strategy, your public perception, how you're going to position yourself in the market, all of it's going to fall flat, or it's going to come across as cheap or as a ripoff or as insincere if you don't know who you are and you don't know what you stand for. So get something to write on. We're going to take you through this step by step. If you've watched other segments with these individuals that I've walked through, it can be very difficult, because when I ask you questions about who you are, people struggle with that and they don't know. But let's just start here. It's okay if you don't know yet who you are and who you want to be. Let's just start out with what you know today and use that as a building block. So let me walk you through the progression. So I like to start off easy. So if you're taking notes and you're going to kind of do this for yourself, let's start at the top. If I was going to ask you what your realtor partners would describe you as, in fact, more simplistically, if I were to say, write down 3 to 5 words that you hope your referral partners would describe you as, adjectives, what would you write down? For example, would you write down that you're educational? Would you write down that you're competent, that you're responsive, that you're energetic, that you're detailed, that you're knowledgeable? What would you write down? What would you hope your referral partners would say about you? Put those words down on the paper right now. But if we start at the referral partners, let's go a level deeper. What do you hope your clients say about you? If we called them up and audited their experience with you, what do you hope they would say? Do you hope they would say that you're professional, that you delivered, that you're reliable, that you had a ton of education experience that helped guide them through the process? What are the words that you would hope your clients would say about you? As you're walking down this, you'll see we're getting closer. Let's get one level more intimate. We're going to ask your closest circle of friends what they think about you. What are they going to write down? Are you loyal? Are you reliable? Are you caring? Are you funny? Are you a collaborator? Do you bring people together? And the final level of intimacy here, let's go to the people that know you the best. Your spouse, your children, your inner circle of loved ones. What words do you hope they would use to describe you? Now we're getting a lot closer to who you aspire to be. This progression's hard. I don't expect it to be easy. You're going to come up with fluff words. Everyone wants to be liked or knowledgeable or smart or caring. But it's okay. Put those words down. Let's start where we're starting. At this point in the Brand You experience, we're going to slightly pivot. And we're going to talk about values. What are the things that you value, that you hold dear, that are core principles of who you are and what you stand for? And I normally start this process up here because it can get really personal really fast. But your willingness to get vulnerable and personal and authentic right now is going to set you up for future success and build you a stronger connection to your personal brand than if you stay high level and full of fluff. So grab that pen again, grab that book again, and let's talk about the things you value. Write these things down. I'm going to give you some examples. Do you value honesty? Do you value people and being known as trustworthy? Do you value expertise and having deep knowledge of your process and mastery of your craft? Do you value being reliable and available to your friends, community, to your customers? Think hard on this section. Just pause the video if you need to. What are your core values, your non-negotiables of how you run your business, of how you expect your community to operate, of how you operate inside the world? What are the highest standards and values you hold for yourself? Now, when we have all that written down, when we've spent 30 minutes like crying together and going through all this and finding out what you really care about and bringing that emotion to the surface, I get to quote Loki.
I'm Loki of Asgard.
That's right. Nerds unite. What is your glorious purpose?
Glorious purpose.
Holy crap, we did it. That's the gnarliest statement in the world. Sometimes if you watch the Brand You segments, I've asked people, at your eulogy, what do you hope it is spoken over you when you're dead? It's like, oh my God. Alec, I thought we were talking about mortgages and personal brands, and you're coming in with this huge, heavy, glorious purpose. I don't know. That's so okay. You don't have to know, but you got to think about it. It matters. It's the real stuff. It's the real things that create human connection. It's not the I close loans on time and I give good service. What is your purpose on the earth? Now, deep breath. It's okay not to know. I think it's actually okay that this whole purpose on earth thing is a journey. It's a process. Look, I know this glorious purpose, eulogy, chaos can sound so big, so overwhelming. How the heck do you even answer this? Let's look back on some of the answers we got from some of the people that came through Brand New. Think about what they said, and I'll be back to you in a minute.
I honestly know my purpose. It's to create wealth for other families.
I want to create something bigger than me.
As you said, it does evolve. I think it's serving.
If I want to do something, I want to also be the best.
In my small part, I wanted to be the light, right?
Look, here's where I want to land this whole glorious purpose eulogy thing. It's okay to not know the right answer here. Maybe there isn't a right answer. Maybe it's just how you want to be today. Maybe it evolves and changes with your personal journey over time. I think that's probably close to accurate. So don't think too hard about this. Just look down into your heart, open up some space, be vulnerable, and write down what comes out. So to recap and kind of just bring it all together, start high level. What do you want your business partners to think of you as? Knowledgeable, friendly, reliable. Drill that all the way down to your most intimate loved ones. How do you want them to think about you and describe you? Reflect on your value set. Who are you? What do you care about? What do you hold true and dear to yourself? And then start to peel away all those layers to go, well, what is your purpose? What are you here to do? What gives you life? What matters the most to you? And don't feel like you have to have some spiritual awakening and some kind of light from the Lord telling you what your purpose is, but just what is it today? Is it to be helpful? Is it to make an impact? Provide a great life for your family? Make your community better? Those are all fantastic places to start. But here's why we have to start here. And this is the punchline of the whole Brand You section. Why do we do this first? Why do we spend 30 minutes to 45 minutes to an hour sitting down and talking about your value set and adjectives and all these things when really we're going to start talking about video content and social media and marketing strategies? Have you seen somebody on social media or in the marketplace that drives you nuts? Meaning you just don't respect what they do. You have a hard time even watching a video they post. And maybe it's because it just turns you off for 1,000 different reasons. They're humble bragging. They're talking about how great they are. They're whatever it is that drives you nuts. Do you know what I really feel the reason is that it drives you nuts? they're not speaking from their center. They're not marketing from their core values and from their purpose as they know it today. They're trying to puff themselves up. They're trying to fill their own ego. They're not operating in service to others or grounded in their purpose on this earth as they know it. They're just trying to make themselves look cool. I think that's why it drives us nuts. I think that's why it feels disingenuous. So for everybody that you've watched lose their way on social or maybe never had it to begin with, we have to start here because this is the foundation you're going to speak from. This is the foundation you're going to share your insight and wisdom from. This is the doorway into your heart and soul that you're going to open up for people to be able to create real human connection. And this is what's going to power your personal brand to unbelievable levels of success. So, where the heck do we go from here? The next step in the brand new process is to take this, the work we just did, the words, the adjectives, our feelings, our values, our purpose, and all these things, and look to see if this is even being reflected remotely in how we publicly display ourselves. So we're going to dive right into a social media audit. I'm going to tell you how to take yourself through it, but here's the goal. Is who you want to be displayed for the world to see? And most of the times what I find is it's not. But don't worry, we're going to help you set that up so that the core values and the reason and the purpose for your existence on this earth as you know it today is going to start shining through your public-facing content and social media strategies. Let's move on to the social media audit. Kapow! Welcome to the social media audit, everybody's worst nightmare. But don't worry, you're fine, you're safe. It's just you doing this. No one's going to see. I'm going to see. No one's going to see. After the brand new segment, just like I kind of wrapped up with, we're going to take all your value sets, all the things you say you want to be, all your aspirations, and we're going to look on the Google and on the social media pages to see if the things that you hold most dear are actually expressed and shown to the world you're trying to influence. It's a trap. It's 100% a trap. I know it's not there. You know it's not there, but we just got to start. And on the way, as we kind of show all this stuff off, I'm going to give you little tips, little tricks, little things to do to improve the look and feel, to elevate the game. But the whole intent, underneath all the nice pictures and the nice banners and the graphics and all that stuff, the intent is are people getting to know the real you when they see you on social media. Okay, got to start with the Google. We got to Google yourself. And I'm going to give you the first pro tip. Open up incognito mode and start there to Google yourself. Otherwise, if you're logged in at Gmail, if you're logged in, it's going to influence what you see. In incognito mode, you're going to see what the customer is going to see, what the world's going to see when they Google you. I went ahead and Googled myself. Yeah, I know. But look, just go with us. That's all I got. Can't Google you. I don't know who you are. Here's the start. So I have a website. It pulls up as the number one thing. I use this website as a repository to share tips, tricks, videos, tutorials, how-tos, guides, tech needs, all the stuff that I get asked a million questions on a day. I store it there. You don't need one, but there's mine. But I want to first draw your attention to the thing you're seeing on the right. That is a Google business profile. You see that picture of me in the green and all this, the flex and the thing? That's my Google business profile. Every loan officer in America has to have a Google business profile. Why? Because Google's the number one search engine in the world, and your customers are going to be looking you up on the internet to figure out who you are and what you stand for, not just listening to what you say on the phone. Does that make sense? So you have to go in and create a Google business profile. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. Use Google. But here's some cool stuff on it. If you'll notice, you have the ability on your Google profile to store pictures. Now you can do pictures of your content, but you can also do testimonials from customers. You can snip testimonials and store them here. A great place to start building brand and consumer recognition right here on the first page. Second call out, reviews, Google reviews. This is a little on a rant, but just stay with me. Many of you are storing your customer reviews on a competitor's website. Dramatic pause. Are you out of your mind? What are you doing? You're storing your customer reviews on a competitor website whose whole purpose, if you listen to their earnings report, is to put you out of business. Stop taking crazy pills and start getting reviews on the number one search engine in the world. Okay, moving on. Get a Google business page. The first thing you're going to notice when you start looking at what you see for me is the power of social media and SEO putting Alec Hansen, this Alec Hansen, on the first page of Google. How many of you are seeing that you have somebody else with your name in the world? Highlander. There can only be one, and it needs to be you. You need to dominate the first page of Google. How do you do that? You get active. You get active on social media. You get active on these platforms. And look, number 1 for me is LinkedIn. Number 2, X, formerly known as Twitter. Number 3, videos. Google owns YouTube. So they're going to show videos in their search. Meaning if you're putting videos out, in my situation, you can see I have 3 podcasts I was a guest on. That's a whole different strategy. But you can see they're pulling up on the first page of Google, showing who I am and what I do and what I believe in. If you're watching this, if you're a consumer Googling Alec right now, you're like, gosh, this guy looks like he pretends like he knows what he's talking about all the time. Yes, because I have social proof. Third thing down the line, Instagram, another social platform. Because I'm heavily active on Instagram, it shows off who I am and gives people access, if they want, to come in and get a deeper view of who I am. Images pull up next, YouTube pulls up next, Facebook pulls up next, and then I've got some articles and things I posted on Forbes, and then Loan Depot starts coming up. That's all the first page. You have to dominate the first page of Google. The first part of your social media audit is write down, how do I dominate the first page of Google? And I just told you, get active on the platforms, get active making content, and you will push down the competition and take over the first page. That's lesson number 1. Let's step into the rest of the social platforms. I'm going to go one by one through these things and just give you a full masterclass on what you need to be looking for. First one up, Facebook. Notice, not a business page. I'm not going to get into it on this. I've did it on the brand new episodes. You can watch it. You can call me and I'll rant for you on why you should have a business page, but why it should not be your priority. People connect with people. They don't connect with your business page. So make a great personal profile. Pause. We got to stop. I realized I got a little excited. We got to go back for a second. Social media are platforms designed for human connection. I didn't lay the groundwork for you, and I apologize. We're here now, though, so stay with me. Social media platforms are a tool for human connection. If you can't frame up and believe and understand and use these platforms like that, you're never going to reach the levels of success you're capable of. Let me say it again for you in the back. You've got to reframe how you view social media. They are not for cat memes and political rants or spying on your family. These are tools for human connection. And if you're here to grow your business and here to be serious about building a personal brand, take these platforms seriously and get in the game. If you don't use them that way today, there's no better time than now to rip the Band-Aid off and start. What's your purpose here? Trying to grow your business, build career, build connections? Use the tools that every other person in humanity is starting to use on a daily basis. Rant over, back to Facebook. Your personal page matters. And what starts on the very beginning of it is your profile pic. Please make a profile pic that's you, that's actually your face today, not from 1982. You know who I'm talking about. Get a relevant profile pic, and you're going to notice across all the platforms, my profile pic remains consistent. I might change the background a little bit, but it's me. It's me currently. In all my glory, this is what I got. I can't hide it. Put it out there. Make a great profile pic. Number 2, the banner. Your banner matters. People don't realize that a banner only cuts a part of the photo that you put up there on there. So you put up a great picture of your family as your banner, and you just see midriffs because you're not really seeing how the banner is going to cut in and change the photo. All these little mistakes are hurting your brand image because it shows you're not taking the time and attention to be detail-oriented and deliver it the right way. So make a banner that shows off who you are and what you're about. This is the first place for your personality to crack open and show through. Let a little of yourself out. Let a little of your personal preferences out. Showcase a little bit of humanity, please, on your banner. Let's dive through. Your intro. Most people's intro sucks. Share something that's relevant about who you are and what you do. Don't have to copy mine. You can. Use emojis, don't use emojis, I don't care. But talk about who you are and what you do and what's important to you in your intro. Then, where do you work? Do you work at Loan Depot or do you work at your business page? All of you need to say you work at your business page. If you say I work at your company and then you click through to the company, people leave. They go to your company. But you also need to show the other areas of yourself. Now, do you have to show where you live and who you're married to? No, you can pick where you kind of want to draw the line. But People connect with people they like, know, and trust. So guess what? Where you went to school? Yeah, that could matter. If they went to school there, if they liked that college, instant human connection. So share some of that stuff. Don't be afraid. Put all your links in. Link to your other social platforms. Link to Instagram, link to X, link to your website, link to YouTube, link to LinkedIn. All that should be shown right here. I'm still on the left side, so stay with me. You have a chance to show off featured pictures. Right here where it says Edit Featured, you can pick the featured photos you want to show up right here to showcase who you are. So it doesn't show the picture of you drinking at the lake. It could show a picture of you with your family, you working out, whatever your personal preferences are, and you get to have that curated on the front page. The last thing I want to show you that I think is arguably one of the easiest things to do and most important things to do is have a pinned post. So if someone's coming to your Facebook page for the first time, you can pin a post. Look, my brother Mino tagged me in a post right here, but right here on the 3 dots, we're getting tactical, stay with me, I can click and I can click pin post. If I do that, it's going to put this post forever on the top of my Facebook page. So anybody that's visiting this, anybody that clicked through from Google, anyone's curious who I am, is going to be able to see what I want them to see as my first post. So for you, it could be an About You video. It could be a piece of content you're really proud of that shows some of your professionalism and expertise and your personality. But make sure that you pin a post up there that you're proud of, and that's going to showcase who you are to the people coming and visiting your site. The last thing on Facebook is, are you active? The worst thing you can do on a social platform is to have it up and be inactive. It's not going to help you appear on the first page of Google, and people that look at it are going to feel maybe like you're just kind of a slacker. That's an impression. People are making micro impressions of who you are right now by looking at all the stuff you're showing them. So are you active or are you not? It's almost better to have no Facebook profile than to have one that's dead for years. Let's dive to LinkedIn. One of my favorite platforms and one that is slept on by almost everybody in sales and business development, entrepreneurs. They're sleeping on this platform. Don't sleep on it. Get engaged. First, let's cover the basics. Same thing. Profile pic. Got it. Banner. Got it. Intro. This is where I get a little bit on a rant again. Please don't write your intro in third person. No one talks about themselves in third person. Why are you doing it? You wrote your intro. We all know you wrote your intro. Your customers know you wrote your intro. Why is it in third person? Just write it in first person. Hey, thanks for visiting my profile. I'm Alec. And then just share about yourself and what's going on. My favorite thing on LinkedIn is I actually put in here a little trap for people. I say, if you're going to connect with me, please don't send me a spammy DM in the first 5 seconds. And guess what happens? I get people that say in their spammy DM, hey, I know you told me not to write a spammy DM, but here's mine. You win. I like you. I will read your spammy DM. But if you don't put that in there, I know you don't care and I'm over you. Write it in first person. Same principles though as in Facebook. You have a featured area right here where you can choose and curate what you want to show people who are coming to your site for the first time. Then you have your activity. Don't have a dead platform. Be active. But this is one of the segment that's most slept on LinkedIn. Your experience. Do you know that you can actually write about your experience here and what you do and how you manage your business and who you are? In fact, you can put videos in to showcase who you are and what you do at the different places of your career. Showcase all of it because these are spots for human connection. Share about who you are and what you've done in the past and where you went to school and all that fun stuff because that's a place for real human connection. Does your LinkedIn brand represent who you really are? Instagram, baby. Same principles. Headshot, bio, a place for a link. We're going to come back to that in a second. Pinned posts. You can pin 3 posts on Instagram. Those are the things you most want to show people when they come to your Instagram. And then you can see how active you are. And you've got these fun little bubbles up here where you can put different topics. So one could be for first-time home buyers. One could be for people buying investment properties. On and on and on. You can have these little bubbles that can give people snippets into topics that I find very powerful and useful. But apart from the stuff we're already talking about, this is a chance to introduce Linktree. Now, there are other brands besides Linktree. All Linktree is, for those of you who've never heard of this type of platform, is basically a glorified landing page with links to other stuff. I think this is a great tool for most professionals because you can deliver your brand and your connections and your entire social ecosystem to an individual in one link. I recommend Linktree. Play with it. There's a ton of options, but you should have one because it gives people access to different parts of who you are online from one place, and it's very useful across all your social media platforms. RIP TikTok. Can we just have a moment? Let's just bow our heads. But I want to use this time to talk about TikTok it's potentially going away and all this stuff. Social media platforms are going to change, but they're not going to go away. This is a human part of our existence now in society. Hate it, love it, don't care, it is what it is. Which means you've got to figure out how to play. If and when TikTok ever goes away, the question you should be asking is, where's everybody gonna go? And I'll tell you where. Somewhere. Genius. Unbelievable genius coming out. But I'm not wrong. Are they gonna go to this weird Chinese Red Note app? Are they gonna go to Instagram? Are they gonna, where are they gonna go? Are they gonna go to the new hot thing that comes out in the next 90 days? They're gonna go somewhere. And my point for you is just be aware. Pay attention. The game hasn't changed. Where we play the game has changed. Let me explain what that means for a second as we're in the social media section here. Humans like to connect. It's in our DNA. We're pack animals. We're community animals. We thrive on it. We need it. Social media gave us a way to do that digitally that for some has replaced physical, but for some has complemented how we interact with society at large. So if and when TikTok disappears, another place will fill its place. And humans will do the same thing they're doing now over there. You, as somebody who wants to build community, build business, build connection, build brand, better pay attention and dive in head first wherever the people end up going to hang out next. I want to end on YouTube. It's a weird social media platform. I consider it social media, but it's odd. Not the same, but it's very, very powerful. Now, apart from the banner and the bio and all the things we've covered before, the headshot, all the stuff that we've already talked about, the pinned post, which you can see right here, which I pinned What Does Marketing Do? By the way, watch that video. It's my best video. Anyway, besides the ability to curate what shows up on YouTube, we just have to talk about the strategy. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. You have to have a strategy for it. You have to play here. First of all, Google owns it and it's showing up on Google. Second of all, there's 1 billion hours of video watched every single day. People are searching for mortgage advice and real estate advice on YouTube or on Google and being pointed to YouTube. You have to play. For example, many of you wrote down that you want to be known as an educator. How did I know? I'm just that smart. You wrote down that you want to be known for your expertise, for your professionalism, for your ability to educate people on the mortgage process to help them make the best decision. Okay, show me. Show me on YouTube where you're educating clients on how to get a mortgage in the most strategic way. Show me. I'll wait. You're not. Now, if you are and you're like, Alec, I am. Most of us are not. So get in the game. I'm going to give you one strategy. We're going to do a little tangent, but we're here. We're going for it. 61 videos. That's the strategy. That's the goal. Clip this because the whole thing I'm going to put out is a YouTube strategy. 61 videos. Here they are. You're going to come up with 6 categories. First-time home buyers, second home buyers, vacation homes, investment property buyers, FHA buyers, VA buyers, and then pick one. Renovation lending, reverse lending, non-QM, bank statement lending. Pick one you like. There's 6 topics right there. I'm going to pick Reno because I love it. You're going to make 10 videos in each of these 6 topics. So for first-time home buyer, you're going to make 10 videos on what people need to do to prepare to be a first-time home buyer. Talk about credit, talk about down payment, talk about appraisal versus inspection, talk about APR versus interest rate, talk about how to pick a realtor. There's 10 topics that you can come up with right now. If you can't do it, call me and I will slap you, not with love, and I will give you 10 topics. This is not hard. Film 1-minute videos on all 10, drop them in a playlist. That's first-time home buyer. Great, we're gonna go to second home, buying a vacation home. Same thing, 10 videos. Down payment needed, credit needed. The same questions that you just answered for first-time home buyers, you're going to answer for second home, and you're going to fill up the 10 videos. You're going to do the same thing for investment properties, same thing for FHA, same thing for VA, same thing for Reno. Those are 60 videos that you don't need me to script for you. Use ChatGPT. You know the answer. You know how to talk to somebody about what kind of down payment they need if they're a first-time home buyer. You know this stuff. Stop making excuses, play like a champion. And the 61st video is going to be the About You video that you pin on the top of your YouTube channel where you say something like, hey, thanks everybody for visiting my YouTube channel. My name's Alec Hansen. I've been a lender in Orange County for 22 years. I found there's a lot of misinformation on the internet today when people are looking to buy or finance a home. I'm here to break some of those myths down and help you make the best decision for you and your family. Check the videos out below, but always feel free to direct message me if I can ever help you personally. That's it. You're welcome. That's the whole thing. Not hard. You got this. Get into YouTube, build a platform, showcase who you are, and play to win. You with me? All right, let's wrap up the social media game. Great banners, great headshot, great bios. All that stuff is entry-level crap to the game. It gets you in. That's how you start. But where you finish is with your content strategy. And we're gonna get there. We're gonna do an entire section on what to say and how to say it. I got you. But make sure that the first impression that people get of you starts showcasing your expertise, your professionalism, your personality, and starts building those blocks of human connection. That's what the audit's all about. You get to choose what you show people when they look for you. And that is a superpower. Take advantage of the fact that you get to show people who you are and play at the top of your game. All right, buckle up. We're just getting started. Now that we're ready to launch and you know how to start positioning your social media to win, we're gonna dive into a segment I call C cubed, or content creation craziness, where I'm literally gonna remove the excuses you have on what to post and how to say it. We're gonna break down those barriers, we're gonna equip you for life, and we're gonna give you a plan of action that you can use forever to come up with content and a framework for how to say it and deliver it on social platforms. Let's go. Kapow! Welcome to Content Creation Craziness, C Cube, C3, whatever we're gonna call it. This is my favorite segment of the day because as I've stepped into encouraging more and more people to make content, I get the same excuse every time. Alec, I don't know what to say. Alec, I don't know how to say it. Alec, I don't know. It's all garbage. We're gonna just eliminate those excuses today, and we're gonna give you the framework for what to say and the framework for how to say it. Get something to write with, buckle up. What to say. You think you're stuck on this. You're not. Here's the two things you need to do. Number one, that book I threw away, get a book. Get a notepad. Get a Google Excel Drive sheet. I don't care. Somewhere where you're gonna store ideas of what to talk about. But before we get to documenting your life, because right now you're solving problems. You're solving problems for customers every single day. Every single problem you solve for a customer is a video, is a piece of content. You don't need to seek out what to say. You're saying it every day. So you just need to write down what you're saying and come up with those ideas and put it on a board, put it in a notebook, put it on a Google Drive doc, and you're gonna have a content strategy before you know it. But for those of you that are stuck right now, let's start at the top. If you just watched the last segment, I gave you a full YouTube strategy. We're gonna use that as a springboard to build your content strategy today. Let's go. First, let's talk about topics. Let's get the brain moving. Let's get the creative juices flowing. First-time home buyer. Let's be our first topic. First-time home buyer. Pen sucks, no excuse. There it is. First-time home buyer. Right now, how many topics can you come up with that first-time home buyers need to know about in order to be prepared to buy their first home? I just talked about this in the last segment, but let's just throw some on the board, right? Credit. By the way, my handwriting sucks. The editing team's gonna do amazing things to make this good. Credit. Down payment. FICO. Appraisal. Rate. APR. Inspection. Realtor selection. Down payment assistance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I can come up with 9 in 15 seconds, we can get 40 in a good brainstorming session of 2 minutes. But this should just get your brain working on how to come up with topics. Now, which of these do you like? Credit, down payment assistance, FICO. What are the things that you think are the most important for you to talk about? And let's do the same exercise now with second homes. And I'm gonna cut ahead. I'm gonna cheat because you're not here with me in the room for me to embarrass you. The same topics that you need to know when you're buying your first home translate identically into what you need to know when you're buying a vacation rental. But it's different, isn't it? The credit score might be different than when I'm a first-time home buyer. The down payment requirement for a second home might be different than when I'm buying my first home. But all of these translate uniquely into the same experience that someone needs to have when they buy a second home. Let's keep going. Investment property. I want to buy investment property. Guess what? It's the same equation. What credit score do I need to have to buy an investment property? How much down payment do I need to buy an investment property? What FICO do I need to buy an investment property? The topic's the same, the context is different, which means you can make a video for first-time homebuyers about credit, and you can make a video for someone buying a second home about their credit, and you can make a video for investment properties and talk about their credit. All of these nuances are different because the context is different. Does that make sense? Are you with me? Okay, buckle up, let's keep going. FHA loans, VA loans, Reno loans, if I can spell, reverse loans, USDA, if that's your marketplace, non-QM, if that's your marketplace, jumbo. Do you see how all of these start translating across all these different subcontexts? And all of these things can be part of a content strategy. Now, we're missing a section here. We're going to erase this. Forget all these subtopics for a second. There's a whole other category that we haven't talked about, which is current events. What's happening right now? What's happening right now that you can talk about that's helpful and relevant to your community? How about inflation? How about lack of inventory? How about realtor lawsuit? All the things that are happening around you right now that your customers and your sphere of influence is frustrated with and dealing with are topics that you can talk about and share your thoughts and opinions on to influence and build community and brand. We just hit 106 topics in 4 minutes or whatever it's been. There is an unbelievable amount of things to say. But here's the one topic that I didn't put up. What do you care about? What do you care about? Is it all the VA myths that are going on? And that veterans are getting denied because they're working for a wrong institution and they're being told that there's a minimum FICO score and there's not? Is it the down payment assistance in your local community that people aren't leveraging because they don't know about it? What's driving you nuts that you're passionate about, that you care about, that you want to talk about, that you need to demystify and explain? Here's the magic about this whole thing. You get to talk about this once. You get to talk about it again. You get to talk about it again. Because here's the reality. You're going to hear this over and over and over as we talk about content strategy. Do you think because you made one video on the internet that everybody instantly stopped what they're doing to watch it? Is that what you think? You think that you made a video on down payment assistance because no one's using it in your marketplace and the whole world stopped to watch your video? Are you out of your mind? What happened is somebody saw it and scrolled right by. Somebody saw it and wasn't prepared to engage with it. Their mental state wasn't there. They were running to a meeting. They were dealing with their kids. So they didn't engage with it, which means you now have the ability to do another video on it. You now have the ability to talk about it again and again and again. You have to understand this. We're going to pivot into how to say stuff in 2 minutes. But you have to understand the culture that's going on social platforms. It's a scroll environment. People are scrolling on social media over and over again. Every video you make is at best a micro impression that someone's going to see and blow right by. So if you're passionate about a topic, now's your chance to talk about it again and again and again. So not only did I give you 200 plus topics to talk about today, but you get to go back to your favorite, most impactful topics and share them over and over and over with your audience to make an impact on the community you're trying to serve. That's one of the biggest pieces of advice and wisdom I could share with you today. The more frequently you post, the bigger the impact you're going to have. Now, let's talk about how to say it, because you're doing it wrong. How you say things on social media is critically important. It's not like real life. In real life, if you or I were to sit down and you were going to consider using me as a mortgage professional and you were going to ask my advice, I might introduce myself. That sounds pretty normal. I might share with you some of my background because you might want to know that. Do I have the experience? And I might share with you some of my accolades. You might even be able to see awards behind me or things that I've strategically positioned in my office about how great I am to kind of just qualify that I'm a good professional to work with. On social media, we try to do the same thing. How many videos have you seen with, hey besties, it's Alec Hansen, Chief Marketing Officer here at Loan Depot. I have spent the last 22 years stop it. How many videos start with an introduction and then pivot into your qualifications and then talk about how good looking you are? Stop it.
Stop it. Get some help.
You're ruining they're gone. Your whole audience is gone. How you say things on social media matters, and I'm going to give you the framework right now. All right, here it is. Hook or intro. Don't worry, we're going to unpack all this stuff. Story or explanation. Got it? Can't write. Close or your call to action, your CTA. That's the format. That's the format for everything you're going to do. So let's explain these. Your hook or your intro. What is this? In the first seconds of your video, tell me why I should watch. Either warn me, scare me, encourage me, educate me, give me something that's going to get me involved in what you're saying. I don't care who you are. I don't care about your expertise and your accolades and your awards. Is your information right now important enough for me to stop scrolling? Once I've committed to listen to your ass, now tell me what's up. Give me the meat. Give me all the details I want. Keep it, don't repeat yourself. Be efficient with your language. Deliver it. Give me what I need. And then get the heck out of there. Let me go. If I need more information, I will follow up with you. I can find you. I will DM you. You can't escape me on the internet. But don't feel the need to talk for 30 minutes on this thing. Tell me why I should listen. Give me this thing I'm after and get the hell out of my way so I can do the next thing. And if I need you, I'll find you. That's the equation. We're going to give you some examples. But does this make sense? Keep it short, keep it fast, get in, get out. But give them the real meat. Let's give you some examples. Let's start with the tried and true topic of down payment. And the first thing we have to do, define our audience. Who am I talking to? Realtors? Customers? Past customers? Who am I talking to? You always have to define your audience. Everyone in the world, pick your audience. The more strategic your audience, the better your content. But let's just say my audience today is going to be first-time home buyers. That's my audience. That's who they are. In my head, I can picture them, people that haven't bought a house yet. Got it. Topic, down payment, ready to go. Let's write some hooks. Now, you have to give yourself some grace. Okay? Some grace. Are you a master hook writer? Have you ever written a hook in your life? Are your hooks going to be really good day one? Grace. It's okay. You'll get better. It's a muscle. Don't worry about it. You can use ChatGPT. It's not going to save you, but it might help inspire you. But let's give you an example of a hook. One of the biggest myths of down payment is what? You need 20% down. We're starting easy, folks. You need 20% down. It's a myth. It's not true. So you want to know what a weak or entry-level hook would be? My favorite, the did ya know. The did you know. Did you know that you don't need 20% down to buy a house? Oh, I didn't know that. You hooked me. Now, is that strong? No, it's weak as hell. But is it still a hook? Yeah. Yeah, you're coming in with something that's going to try to catch my attention. Let's just go down the line and come up with some extreme, terrifying hooks that are clickbaity and you probably don't want to use either, but make the point here. Did you know? If you put 20% down on a house, you're making the biggest mistake of your life. Biggest mistake of your life. Okay, maybe I'll watch you. How many of you have seen those kind of hooks on the internet today? They're everywhere. They're clickbait. They're garbage. But they are a hook. They are somebody trying to write something to get you to engage. So if you personally, so here's what makes a great hook. A great hook is something that you personally, deeply believe to be true. If you personally believe that it's the biggest mistake of a first-time homebuyer's life to put 20% down, and you would die on that hill, then you should say that hook. That tracks. If you don't believe that's the biggest mistake, and maybe there's a range of down payments that are acceptable and it depends on someone's situation, then you need a different hook. That is not your brand. Don't try to pretend it is. I'm taking a little tangent here, but this is where people make a lot of mistakes in this world. They try to use hooks or language that they see somebody else use that they feel like does a good job, and they try to become that person. Well, this person used this and it worked, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to go to YouTube and look for the biggest hooks, and I'm going to use those because they worked for Joe Schmo, and now they're going to work for me. No. What's going to work for you is what you personally believe to be true here. Then you're going to win. Are you going to master hooks day one? No. Are you going to get better every time? Yes. Can you use ChatGPT to cheat? Go for it. Let's move. Let's talk about the meat, the potatoes, the story or explanation. Now, why do I say story first? Humans love stories. We love it. In fact, if you go to somebody and say, hey, I got a story for you, you're going to find people be like, yeah? You got a story for me? I want the story. I mean, how did we get all of human knowledge passed down before there were written words? It was stories. We told stories to each other. So the transition here between the hook and the meat, I'll give you two sentences that I feel are the easiest to use. You can come up with your own, but the easiest to use are, let me tell you a story. Or, let me explain. It's written there. You got it. I'm going to use this crazy hook for fun. If you put 20% down on your first home, you are making the biggest financial mistake of your life. Let me tell you a story. That's how it feels. You're making the biggest financial mistake of your life. Let me explain. Okay, explain, Alec. I'm here. I'm ready. Tell me. That's how you transition into it. And then take a deep breath. Take a deep breath, relax, and tell me a story. Don't overthink this part. Now, I give a lot of encouragement here. Don't get off track. It's easy. You can start telling a story and then just never know how to land the ship, and it's 5 minutes later, and you're like, oh my God. So don't get off track. Come up with a couple bullet points. I'm fine with that. You want to hit point 1, point 2, point 3, have that on a sticky, have that on a whiteboard, whatever. That's going to help guide you. Fantastic. But just tell me the story in your own words. I don't want it scripted. I want you to become unscripted. You can script the hook. In fact, you notice in the brand new episodes, we scripted hooks. When we film later, we script hooks. But the story part is just you. Just tell me. Person to person, across the table. We're having a coffee. We're having a beer. Tell me the story. It doesn't even have to be your story. Let me give you an example. We're going to go on a little journey here. One of my favorite originators is a veteran in Hawaii. He's a great branch manager. He's a great originator, Purple Heart recipient, like unbelievable human being. And he told me once that he's so passionate about VA lending today because when he was PCS'd, permanent change of station, and when he was moved around the country 4 times during his service, no one ever told him that he could have possibly bought a home every time he moved with a VA benefit with 0 down. So instead, he rented at each of the places he visited for 4 moves across the country. When he got out of the military and he learned about his VA benefit, he got upset, justifiably so. He could have purchased 4 properties across the US during his service and walked out with duplexes, rentals, a whole new opportunity. And he never got that because no one told him. So I can frame this up and tell that story, without it being my own story. Buckle up. If you're an active duty veteran and you're being PCS'd across the country, not buying a house could be the biggest mistake you ever make. Let me tell you a story. I have a really good friend named Chris who works with us as an incredible mortgage provider. And then you guys see it, right? You're with me? You see the story comes through there? Hook, story, it doesn't even have to be your story. But I'm telling you, if you have that notebook where you're tracking down all the problems you're solving today, and you're writing those things down or recording them online, those are your stories. You're living your stories. Just write them down and share them for people that can help. The key to a great story is authenticity. Talk to me human to human. But don't make this one mistake. You don't have to tell me everything. Remember, in a good video, in a great video, you're getting my attention, you're solving my problem, you're telling me a story, and you're getting out. Meaning, if there's more for me to know, that's where the close comes in. Follow up with me later. Send me a direct message. If you have more questions, I'm here for you. Do not feel the need to tell a story for 17 days. Give me the high notes and get out. On that note, let's talk about how we close and our call to action. We need to land the ship. We need to get out. We need to end the video. You got two choices. You can give people a direct call to action. Let me give you an example. If you put 20% down, you're making the biggest mistake. If you're a first-time home buyer and you're putting 20% down, you're making the biggest financial mistake of your life. Let me tell you a story. I knew this couple, blah, blah, blah. They did this, and they made a huge mistake. Now it's time. I told the story. Now I got to get out. So if you're a first-time home buyer, I want you to reach out to me today so that you don't make the same mistake as this couple. Direct message me right now. Okay, Jesus, you got me. I'm in. You told me exactly what to do, when to do it. You're coming at me. I get it. But does every single close of a video need to be, and if this is you, send me a direct message. Save 99% today. Like, do you have to salesy close every single one? No, absolutely not. You shouldn't. But it's totally appropriate to be like, and if that's you or you know somebody, send them this video or let me know how I can help. That's great. Put it out in the world. I'm here to help. I'm here to help. I'm here to help. That's fine. But you also can just close. And a close can be, I hope this information today was helpful for you or your loved ones. Have a great day. That's it. You didn't ask for anything. You didn't say call me. You just said, I hope this video was helpful for you. Have a great day. I like those closes. I think they're great and appropriate. I think it's okay. If you ever read Gary Vaynerchuk's jab, 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 right hook, I think it's okay to put some jabs out where you're just giving value. You're just trying to help people. You're not trying to slip your business card in their pocket on the video. You're not trying to look like you have commission breath coming through the lens. You're just here to be a great human being and help somebody. You don't have to have a call to action on every one of your videos that you're ending, but you do need to have a close and a quick ending so that you can get out of your story and let the scroller move on with their life. Let me summarize this whole thing down for you again. You have no excuse, and I don't mean that to be mean, I mean that to be encouraging. There are a million things to say and a million things you can repeat and say on a regular basis. Grab that notebook, grab that Google Excel drive, and put down the topics to give you inspiration whenever you need it. You now have the format of how to frame your videos. Intro or hook, story or explanation, call to action or close. Don't overcomplicate it, keep it simple, keep it fast, and deliver helpful information to others. But this is what I really want to end on to give you some inspiration. The things you told me in the beginning that were crucially important to who you aspire to be and to the values you care about. This. You need to stand on this every time you start to make a video. Remember when I said in the first segment, keep it in, that there are people on social media that drive us nuts. We see their content and we just don't like it. We just disengage. It just doesn't seem, it seems disingenuous. It offends us. It's because they're not talking from their position of purpose. Every time you go to make content, you got to stand on the foundation of what you believe in and who you want to be and what your purpose is today in this world, as you know it today. I'll tell you what helps me and what's helped thousands of people that I've talked to over the last 7, 8 years. Go be in service. Go help somebody with your message. If that's the foundation you're stepping on, if that's, I'm going to make this video to help one person, you're going to win. You're going to win, and you're going to continue to have a positive impact on the communities you're trying to influence. None of this has to do with bragging, has to do with how fast you close a loan, has to do with any of that stuff. All of it has to do is, here are problems people don't understand, here are myths that need busting, here are issues people are facing, and here are solutions that can help them navigate this crazy world. And if that's the foundation you're standing on, inside your purpose, inside your value set, inside your brand identity, then you're going to absolutely never lose by putting out messaging every single day on social platforms. I want to end with one more thing. I said that was the end. We're going to do one more. Inevitably, when I talk about social media like this, the topic of frequency comes up. How often should I be posting, Alec? You gave me all these ideas. You told me how to do it. How often should I be doing it? Here's my analogy. Have any of you tricked somebody into marrying you? How did you do it? Have any of you made a best friend? How did that happen? I'm going to tell you how it happened. Frequency. Besides shared interests that are clearly there in a spouse, I hope, and your closest friends, there's frequency involved that escalates that intimacy and creates that relationship. If you're dating somebody once a quarter, that relationship isn't advancing very fast. If you're seeing them every single day, now there's fertile soil for a great relationship to start building. That truth is the exact same principle that's happening with social media and frequency. If you show up once a month on social media, do you think everyone saw your message? No. They scrolled by it, didn't see it, algorithm hit it, whatever excuse you want, they're not seeing you. So you need to up the frequency. Those are rookie numbers. You got to pump it up. So every day. Now, oh my God, Alec, I can't post every day. It's impossible. Shut up. Such an excuse. It's playing so small. What is that? Look, if you don't care about the success you're capable of achieving, post once a quarter. I don't care. But if you want to play at the scale and capacity that you're built for, then realize you need to show up every day to play. And that means you need to post every single day. But Alec, it's hard. I know. I mean, I really know. I do my best to do it too. I have a job. I know. But you're capable of it. You're so much stronger than you think. So just stop the excuses and figure it out. Batch your content. Bring in resources. There's a team here today. It's not me and an iPhone because I take this thing seriously and I care about it. Look, go ahead. Just, that's the team. Team people. Okay, back to me. No, I'm just kidding. That's terrible. Why? Because this thing freaking matters, so I take it seriously. So I put resources around me so I can win and play at the highest level I'm capable of playing. Do you need to go build a whole team right now? No. You need to figure out how to film on your iPhone and post every day first. Okay, baby steps. But let's not make excuses anymore. There's no shortage of what to say. You're solving problems every day. You can learn how to say it correctly. Meaning, even if you don't like the equation I gave you, there's a million other gurus and experts on YouTube that'll tell you other ways to say stuff. Go find that out. Go find what resonates best with you. And then play the biggest game of your life. We're going to dive in to our next segment in 30 seconds called Marketing Mayhem, where I'm going to challenge you to build an incredible marketing plan, to push yourself. It doesn't mean you're going to be able to do all of it today, but build something great that you're proud of, that you can aspire to, that you can hold yourself accountable to. And let's take our business to the next level. Kapow! Let's get serious. I've had a lot of fun with you all today. Really just starting at the beginning and building framework and building our foundation and then diving into excuses and prepping you on how to present yourself socially and how to say what you need to say and how to build a content strategy. We have to bring that all together now. This is like the serious, let's make a marketing plan conversation. And if you've watched the brand new episodes, you've seen that this is the time when I like to get into somebody's business. How are they really operating? How are they really executing day in, day out in order to win? Because we can talk about how to do stuff all day long, but then when it comes to doing the stuff, the rubber hits the road. We're going to start with the difference between organic activities and strategic activities. You have to start here, because before we get into tactics and strategies, I've found even the best originators I know, the Barrett Ketchens, the best of the best, still have organic things they do that are unplanned, unthought about, non-strategic. But the more successful an originator is, you start to find out the more strategic and intentional they are with what they do. Let's look at the 4 big buckets to start. Grab something to write with. I'm here with you. Let's get into it. Let's start with the easiest one, our referral partners. Many of us, that's going to be realtors, builders, some CFPs, some CPAs, you get me, some divorce attorneys. But for the bulk of us, it's going to be realtors, builders, etc. These are the people that give you business on a regular basis. What's your strategy to maximize the business you're getting from your existing partners and to get new partners? Write that down. What's my strategy? What is it? You can't run your business off organic strategies that you do when you feel like you should do it. Let me give you an example of what a strategic referral partner strategy looks like. Every Wednesday and Thursday, you leave the office from 1 to 4 and you go to broker preview. You print out the top list of the 150 agents you're prospecting and you highlight the ones that are out on broker preview during the time from the hot sheets you get from the board of realtors. And you make sure between those hours of 1 to 4, you see 4 to 6 of the top agents on your list, whether they're working with you or not, to build relationship and to connect with them. You do the same things on Saturday and Sunday. On Tuesdays or Thursdays, you make your status update calls where you call every single realtor that you have a lead or a deal with because you have them on your CRM and you check them off one by one to tell them how you're doing on their leads or how their loan is doing in the transaction. That looks a lot more strategic. You can add in things like I mail all the realtors I'm prospecting once a month, so they get a piece of mail from me in their inbox every single month, and they're all part of my economic news drip campaign that I send out white labeled from Barry Habib, thanks Barry, every Monday. That's strategic. That is, I got something in my eye, keep it in. That is, did you do it or did you not do it? Can you show me that you did it or that you didn't do it? It's not organic. It's not based on feelings. It's based on this is my priority every week, and I check the box. And I can give you my sheet, and it will tell you if I did it or not this week. That's what winners do to win. So I'm going to ask you again, what's your referral partner strategy to maintain and maximize your business from your existing partners and to go get new ones? And I want you to come down to the weekly level. What do you do every week to win with your referral partners? Go back and watch some of the brand new episodes where I've asked similar questions to great loan officers, some of the best. I want you to go back and watch it, not because they're going to give you genius ideas, but some might, but because you're going to realize that you're probably in the same boat as some of these other people who are fantastic originators. This isn't an entire gut check call out by Alec moment. There are great originators doing insane amounts of business that operate kind of organically sometimes. And they're not fully strategic and militant about their systems. So I'm not telling you that you have to be perfect to achieve this result, but if you can move the barometer a little bit, if you can just take some of the organic stuff you're doing and make some things non-negotiable, some things strategic and systematic, you will continue to drive your business forward in leaps and bounds. It's not an all or nothing thing. Just move it a tiny bit. Okay, let's move on from referral partners. Let's talk about your past clients. Write it down, past clients. All right, what do you do? Here's your question. What do you do to strategically stay in touch and drive business, referrals from your past clients? Again, not a call out. I'm not trying to embarrass you. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I am trying to give you areas of opportunity. And maybe that should be exciting for some of you, being like, oh man, this is stuff I don't do today. What could my business look like if I did it? That's the mindset I want you to have right now. So for past clients, what do? If you send them generic drip email campaigns from a system with no personal contact, you're at the bottom level of performance. You suck. It's not good. First, how many emails do you get a day? It's not fun. You don't like it. Why do you think they like it? So don't do it. So what do you do though? I did some math the other day. How many times do you feel like you should talk to your past client? That's a good number. But how many times do you feel like you should talk to your past client? What's that right number for you? Because depending on how many clients you have in your database, 100, 500, 1,000, you can just do the math and figure out how many calls a day you have to make. And I don't remember the exact math because it's in one of my spreadsheets from a presentation, but it was something like if you have 500 past customers and you want to make 4 contacts a year, so like once a quarter, you want to talk to them once a quarter, you got to make about 5 calls a day. My math's a little fuzzy on that, don't check me. But do your own math. You just divide in math and blah, blah. But start where I want you to start. How many times do you want to talk to your past customers a year? It's probably not monthly. That's probably creepy and too much. Is it every other month? That's a lot. Once a quarter. And then just do the math. And the reason you do the math because now you can be strategic and not organic. I just call my customers when I think about it. That's going to lose. But now you can be like, hey, today I get to make 5 past customer calls and here's my list and I'm going to start dialing. You see the difference? Can you start to make physical sense to you about the difference between organic and strategic? All you have to do is ask yourself some questions and build up some systems. And then look, I'm not telling you, again, that you have to be perfect. But what's going to happen if you move the needle at least 10%, 20%? You're going to get more business. You're going to drive more results. All good things. So back to past clients. How many times are you calling them a year? Do you want to set up an email strategy for them? And if you do, what do you want to email them? I'm not telling you that you have to come up with the answer today. I have an answer. It's called an e-newsletter. You can look at how my video series on YouTube of Fine, I'll Tell You What to Do. And you'll see the whole thing and how I tell people what to do on that. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to ask you the questions. How many times do you want to talk to them? And what are you going to send them to stay in touch and drive business? Again, I'm going to repeat the question one last time before we move on. What are you doing to stay in touch with your past clients? And what are you doing to drive business and referrals from your past client database? And then I want you to zoom that down to weekly activities. What are you doing this week? Divide and conquer. All right. Let's go digital. What's your digital strategy? So we just went through a strategy for referral partners, right? What's your strategy for referral partners and how strategic is it? Does it involve face-to-face broker previews and open houses? Are you sending things in the mail? Are you calling for appointments? What's your strategy? And then for past customers, we did the same thing. What's your strategy? How many times are you calling? What are you sending? Digital. Meaning, we just told you what to say and how to say it. What are you going to do? Okay? Alec yelled at you and said you have to post every single day. Is that what you're capable of doing? You're in every day? No. 2 days a week? Okay, maybe I can do 2 days a week, but you have to have a strategy. If your strategy is, I need to do more on the internets, that's a good start. What are you going to do? Define it out. I'll give you one. I'll bring you to the table a little bit, all right? Here's a strategy. I'm going to carve 1 hour a week onto my calendar as a non-negotiable. I'm going to time block it on Friday afternoon when I got nothing to do. I know you. I am you. And you're going to film 5 one-minute videos based on the content strategy we just talked about. Okay? 5 videos. And down payment assistance, first-time homebuyers, veterans, pick your topic, pick your category, 5 videos. And then you're going to have those 5 videos done on Friday. So now, guess what? Monday comes around, you can post one a day for the entire week. That is the baseline bones of a digital strategy. Now, we can get more mature. What do we talk about? And you can elevate this to a ton of different levels of strategy. But just from an activity level, when I zoom this down, my digital strategy is to post 5 times a week for the next month, and here's how I'm going to do it. Just remember, this is opportunity. This isn't Alex shaming you because you don't do it today. This is space you get to play in and win in that maybe you aren't playing and winning in today. Frame it up like that and go tackle these opportunities. The last one we're going to hit. Local. You're local. You sit somewhere on the earth. And in that space on earth that you habitate, there are people around you hanging out. What are you doing? Again, zooming down, what are you doing on a regular basis to make sure they know you're a great mortgage professional and you're worthy of getting some business from them? That's the question. Write it down again. What are you doing in your local community to let them know that you're an amazing mortgage professional and that you're open for business, baby? I'll help you. Many of us, it's nothing. I go to the office, I work my realtors, I call my past clients, but I don't really do anything locally in my life. So, this is where you get to also have a little fun. Because this is where you get to let your personality out a little bit and start sharing what you do with things that you love. For example, I'm going to start weird and then we're going to get normal. I was running a coaching class and a loan officer said, I'm into RC car racing. And I was like, yes, tell me more about RC car racing. So you know what this is. These are cars that are like yay big that people build or buy kits of, and it's got a little battery in it, and they have remote control, and they race these things. They go to like events on the weekend with tracks against other people, real life, and they race these cars. I was like, this is the best thing ever. What happens at these things? Well, we have there's events, there's competitions, they're just fun, you just show up. And I'm like, are there kids doing it? It's like, absolutely, there's kids racing cars. And I go, great. You're going to host the Loan Depot RC Car 5000. And you're going to have an event where LD is the sponsor giving away $100. Who cares? Some prize. And you're going to put on an actual race for people for RC cars that sponsored by Loan Depot. And everyone's got to apply to get in, right? They got to give you their information. They got to give you the contact stuff. They apply to get in. You can promise not to spam them. And you're gonna put this event on, and maybe it's just for the kids and they win a Nintendo Switch. I don't care. But you're already there racing cars. Now you get to bring in your brand, Loan Depot, your mortgage company, and you get to have a lot of fun in a place you're already in. I'll give you another example. Maybe a little more normal. No, I'm gonna say abnormal for a second. It's even better. I had a guy say, I'm super into Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering playing cards. And I was like, yes, I used to have Magic the Gathering. I used to play Magic the Gathering. Let's get weird. And he goes, well, I'm up in Seattle, and that's where the Wizards of the Coast headquarters is, who makes Magic the Gathering cards. And I go on. And he goes, well, there's tournaments for Magic the Gathering players to come together and fight each other with their decks. And I'm like, this is amazing. Host a fight. Host a tournament for Loan Depot. Give away a little prize. I don't care, it doesn't have to be much. Bring all the nerds together and have a battle with a prize from Loan Depot. And then you get to invite all of them together. Guess what? Nerds make cash. This is good. This is awesome. You're going to do a lot of loans. Let's get less weird. Here's the less weird of all less weirds. Who remembers Lunch and Learns? Oh my God, from 1982, Lunch and Learns. Bring together realtors and first-time home buyers and tell them how to buy a house and give them mimosas. Awesome. This loan officer said, I can't speak in front of people, man. I'll never do it. I can't do it. I get too nervous. I don't like it. I feel like a fraud. I feel like I'm going to say something dumb. And I go, great, what do you like doing? He goes, drinking. Fantastic. Tell me more. Well, I like to go to these bars with my buddies and just throw a couple back and have a good time. And I go, awesome. So you're already going to the bars. Yeah, I'm already going to the bars. Cool. What if you invited the real estate community, the ones you're prospecting, the top agents, and maybe even some of your past clients who are entrepreneurs, run their own business, C-suite executives, to a think and drink where you were going to bring in a subject matter expert to talk because you don't want to talk, and facilitate a conversation for 10 to 15 minutes with some Q&A, and the first drink or two are on you. That sounds amazing. Well, yeah, you just get to be the social butterfly you are. You get to flit around from group to group, hanging out, having some drinks, and bring in somebody that can be helpful to the people you're trying to influence. You could bring in a social media expert, happy to come to your think and drink. You could bring in an estate planner who specializes in wills and trusts, because all of the people that you're helping buy homes might need to consider putting their home in a trust. And you can invite all your clients. There's 1,000 ways to cut this, but if you're already at the bar and you're already drinking, why don't you bring in your community and make it a thing that connects local people to you? Open it up. Let people invite a friend. And all of a sudden, you're going to find that these local marketing activities are ways to bring the community together to create business opportunities for you. So I'm going to go back up and ask the question I started with. What are you doing in your local community to bring people together and to let them know that you're a badass mortgage professional and to earn some business? I'll end on one more, because it's just there's a million of these, but you just got to hear the last one because it'll tie this all together. Get your brain thinking differently. How many of you have local charities that you support in your marketplace? I've talked to thousands of originators, and so many of them have local charities they love and care about. In fact, many of them have local charities that they donate to personally on an annual or regular basis. I go, fantastic. How can you combine the love and support of this charity to your business? Throw a fundraiser. Throw an event and invite people together. It doesn't have to be special. It doesn't have to be this amazing silent auction craziness, but invite people together to give and to come together to support a charity that you care about. Two things are going to happen in all these strategies. Number one, you're going to go out and you're going to invite your community in to come into whatever you're doing. Hear me on this, because it's the thing. You're going to go out and you're going to invite people in to come to your charity event, to come to your think and drink, to come to your lunch and learn, to come to the RC car racing thing. You're going to invite people in, and what are they going to think about you? If I can't come, which is many people, they're still going to be like, you know what, Alex is a good dude. He thought of me. He called me. He reached out to me, and he invited me in. And he's doing some fun stuff that looks kind of actually cool. He's supporting this charity, or he's doing this thing over here. That looks really pretty awesome. They're going to leave with a higher view of who you are, which is the goal of marketing. And then secondarily, some people are going to come. And they're going to hang out with you, and you're going to build deeper and deeper relationships. Local marketing, in my definition, is not about the bus stop ads or the billboards. It's about the impact you have on the community you're trying to serve. So I'll ask you again, what are you doing every month or every quarter to bring people together in your community and to build connection? Let's zoom back out. We'll throw a QR code or a link in here for my list of the 7 marketing things you should do on the Fine I'll Tell You What to Do series, where I talk about ICE and mailers and face-to-face strategies and local events and e-newsletters and podcasts, and I'll give all that to you some other time. This segment for you right now is to spend time on your business, not in your business. Ask yourself the hard questions. Challenge yourself to step up and get out of the organic space and into the strategic space, even if it's just a little bit. Because every step forward with intention is going to drive your results to higher places. If I can encourage you with anything on this stuff, marketing mayhem, this whole marketing strategy stuff, it should be a living document. It should be something you come back to and challenge yourself on, that you live in, that you breathe in, that you maybe bring in accountability partners on and say, look, if I don't do this stuff, I want you to yell at me. But this is your opportunity to get better. Let's get strategic. You with me? Okay. We're about to go into the wrap down on a debrief and deep dive to bring this all together and to kind of close out the masterclass on brand new. So you have a full roadmap on how to go from A to Z on everything I've taken individuals through this year. But there's one segment that's missing that I want you to pay attention to now. Normally at this time in the day, we turn the cameras off, get unscripted, and we go take photos and prep people with content they're going to need for later when it comes to producing content. We do an entire new headshot photo shoot and a ton of shots of all these what I'll call personality shots where people are posing, flexing, pointing, dancing, yelling, screaming at the camera. And you need to go do the same thing. It's a database of assets that you're going to use for thumbnails, for 1,000 different things that you just need to go have done and put into your depository. And so we're going to throw on the screen here in a couple seconds a bunch of poses. These are all people that I've forced into silly poses, including myself, that I want you just to screen grab, and when you go contact a photographer and say, hey, I need new headshots, but I also need to capture a bunch of these lifestyle, funny personality poses, you'll have a roadmap of poses you should do and that you can put into your database to use as you see fit. In addition to those personality shots, here's one more opportunity. This is a space for you to showcase some of that personality. So check out some of these of mine, but think about it this way. What are you into? RC cars? Bring some props in. You into Marvel? Dress up like an idiot. I don't care what you're into, but this is a time to showcase your personality. This is a time to bring not just yourself and these poses into the space, but props and identity things that can help connect you to other people. Let me give you some other fun examples. You a dog person? Bring your dog. You a cat person? I guess bring your cat. I don't know. I'm not a cat person. You're into collectibles? Bring some. You into fashion? Wardrobe changes, baby. Watches, jewelry, show it off. Not as a flex, but just as a way to share your interests with other people. Sports, fitness, let's go. Show off what you're into. Those assets will deliver huge connection results later in your content journey. Here's some examples. All right, we're not done. One more thing to bring it all together. Let's go. Kapow! Welcome to the debrief. If you've seen the episodes, you know that this is the moment that we sit down together and we talk about the day, about what we learned, what came up, what struggles we're having, what we're thinking, how we're feeling, all the things. It's hard to do that without you here, but we'll do our best. It's highly likely that if you've been taking notes throughout this video and you've been coming up with your ideas, pausing, thinking, strategizing, ChatGPTing, that you're feeling a little overwhelmed. That's awesome. You want to feel underwhelmed? You want to feel like there's no opportunity for you to grow and evolve? You want to feel like there's no chance for you to get better? That's awesome to be overwhelmed. That means there's shit to do. But I said this a few times throughout several of the segments today. This isn't a light switch moment for you in your career professionally. This isn't tomorrow I do all the things. It's just acknowledging where we are today and just tipping, improving, baby stepping forward into who you want to be tomorrow. Even if through all this, you're taking one thing and running with it. Fantastic. And my encouragement is through this debrief and the notes you've taken is that you just don't lose it. Take the one thing, integrate it, work on it, figure it out, get better at it. But don't lose all the work you put in today. Keep that on the shelf. Put it on your desk. Keep it somewhere you can see. That way you can come back, open it up again, see what you wrote. See if it still feels relevant. See if it still feels like something you want to accomplish or work into your career. But take the things that just burned hottest, the things that looked like the low-hanging fruit or the most exciting thing to you, and work on that and play with that today. My whole intent with Brand New, going directly into the market, hanging out with originators, diving into their business plans, auditing, sharing best practices, getting deep into the feels, was literally all designed for us to find a way to get better. My first mentor, my first boss, 25 years ago, told me something I've never forgotten in my entire career. We were talking about why do some people have that internal motivation to drive and change? Why are some people seemingly so self-driven that they don't need a motivational seminar, that they're just out it every day? And man, wouldn't it be amazing if you could give somebody something that would unlock or change their trajectory of their life, and all of a sudden they were going this way and now they're going this way. And I'll never forget what he said to me. He said, Alec, you can't change people, so change people. It's funny. I laughed. And then I got depressed. Because if you can't change, there's no hope for humanity. It's over. If the whole goal in life is that, oh, I can't make you better, so I just should fire you and go find someone who's already better and bring them in, there's a despair in that I didn't like. And today I still reject. Although many of you and myself and everybody in this world today bumps into people that don't change. And if you watch this video and you took notes, something in you is trying to change. Part of the reason I did Brand New, and I've done all these things, the bright side and all these things in my career, was to push myself to change. Because maybe if I can prove to myself that I can change, then that proves to me that you can change. There's a quote I want to read to you, and I always struggle pronouncing his last name, by Vin Jiang. That's the best I got, Vin. I'm trying. I'm going to add my part, and then I'm going to quote his part. If you're struggling with any of this stuff, trying to figure out how to film daily videos, trying to figure out why you do what you do and your glorious purpose, if you're in the struggle of finding how to better yourself or change or adapt to the market and win, and you're just in that mess and the struggle, it's great. Because according to Vin, it's you becoming the future version of you. The mess and the struggle and the failure and the crappy hooks and the not knowing your purpose and the filming the video 75 times because you hate it every time, all of that is just you becoming the future version of you. I'm going to share you one story from a friend who jumped into this game and tried to figure out branding, figure out personal branding, figure out social strategy and video. And I've known this guy for a long time. He's one of the best originators in the game. And he called me up one day and he said, I'm going in. I'm finally going in. And I was like, let's make it happen. You know, and by the way, this guy doesn't work for me. He works in another company. We're just friends in the industry. I don't want you to get this twisted. So he starts making video content. And it's not good, but it's great. It's awesome because it's just these steps forward, and I'm here cheering him on. And a friend of a friend, his friend, called him and said, bro, what are you doing? Candidly, you look like a fool. Like, I know you. This is not you. This thing you're doing, this persona you're playing, this is not you. This is bad. And just stuck the knife and tore him down. And he called me. And he was feeling really dejected. And I'm not saying I'm the reason he survived this, and I didn't give him some magic advice, but what I did say stuck in my mind, and it's relevant to you, potentially. He said, Alec, is it true? Am I not? Is this fake? Am I fake? Is this terrible? Am I bad? Is this not me? And I said, it's not you. And he's kind of like, what? And I'm like, dude, it's not you. I know you. You're one of the best mortgage professionals I've ever met. You're extremely eloquent, very charismatic, and very talented, and very knowledgeable and helpful. And the person that I see on the video camera right now making these videos, your true self isn't shining through. It's not you because you're not comfortable yet. You're there. You're in there. But the camera's on. I can feel your roboticness. I can feel the shoulders, the tenseness. I can feel the stuff that's holding you back. It's not you, but you're in there, and it'll come out. And I'm so proud of this guy. I point to him all the time because it came out. Now, you see him on content, you see him making videos, and the shoulders are back, the confidence is there, the clarity's there. He speaks from his inner, authentic nature, and it's everything I want it to be. Or I should say that he wants it to be. But it makes me very proud. And it gives me that small glimmer of hope that change is humanly possible. In the journey of personal brand, as we kind of wrap this up, I want to equip you as best I can to what you're going to face. If you're serious about this stuff and you're like, I want my career to leapfrog, I want to grow my influence, I want this for my family, I want this for myself, and you're committed to putting your foot out and jump in the water, here's what's going to happen. Let me tell you the normal stuff that you hear from anybody. You're going to be bad at it. Okay. It doesn't matter. You don't have a viral audience. You don't have millions of people watching. You can be bad at it. Second, people don't really care. They don't. In fact, they're probably going to be jealous of your bad takes because they kind of want to be there too. Second, you're going to have some headwinds and some resistance from people. And they're not going to be who you think. It's not the haters. The haters aren't coming out from under the bridges. It's actually going to be someone close to you. Like in this example with my buddy, his friend that he respects and likes called him and shivved him. I have a friend whose spouse came at him and said, you know, these videos are kind of embarrassing. Oh, and just cut him. And he still hasn't recovered. It's going to be the people close to you that you don't foresee are going to question and be confused and maybe even tear you down for things they don't understand. And I'll tell you the best way to prepare for that is to let everybody know. Tell them why you're doing it. I'll go on a small story and a tangent here. When I was originating in my early 20s, I was newly married, and every weekend I was at open houses. No matter what, open houses on the weekends to meet agents. I don't want to do that. No one wants to do that. You don't want to work on the weekends. You want to just hang out with friends and family and do brunch. But my wife knew this was go time. This was building our future. This was part of my business strategy. I had to execute. So I had full support of my spouse to go on the weekends, leave time when I could be with her and our friends, and go out to make business happen. You got to get that same buy-in when you start to talk about video, social strategy, putting yourself out there, being vulnerable, sharing content. You got to tell the people around you, hey, I'm on a mission from the Lord or me, and I'm going to go and make things happen for myself in my career, and it's going to be this is what I'm going to do. So don't give me any shit. In fact, back me up because I'm going to need it. Because putting myself out to build reputational awareness and brand requires vulnerability. That's the second thing you're going to face. The third thing you're going to face, you're going to get the initial bump, the rush. You're going to put out some videos and people are going to be like, oh my God, this is awesome. So good to see you on video. You're going to get views, likes, shares. Woo! You're going to be like, this, Alec, I should have done this 2 years ago. You're going to get this rush because it's novel, it's new. People are cheering you on. It's going to drop like a cliff. Back to no views, back to 200 views or whatever the minimum is on these platforms. And you're going to be like, what happened? Nobody's commenting, nobody shares, nobody likes, nobody saves. This is pointless. And you're going to face that bridge fast. Every video you do makes an impression. You've heard that parable of like the guy that throws the rock in the pond and the ripples go out and you don't see how the ripples affect others because you just don't get that viewpoint in the world. That's the kind of stuff that happens with a brand strategy, with social, with video, with putting yourself out there. You drop a stone in the water and the ripples go. And you don't get to see where the ripples land or what they affect or what happens. I'll tell you right now, after dedicating myself and a portion of my life to 7-8 years of this strategy, coaching, mentoring, caring, encouraging, I know emphatically now the power of this strategy. This is going to sound super egocentric, but it's how I can best communicate this. I go to events now for our industry, and somehow some introverted, insecure, bullied kid from, junior high and high school, everybody knows who I am. In fact, I get people that walk up and be like, Alec, I feel like I know you. And they want to talk to me, which is an introvert's nightmare. But it's been proven to me over and over and over again that this stuff, that the ripples have massive effects on your influence, on your connectivity, on your connection to other humans, on your ability to grow your business. It opens up doors. It creates connection and opportunity. It's one of the best things you could do for your business and your career that I could ever hope for anybody. But the cliff is coming. The novelty will wear off, the views will drop, and you will face doubts and insecurities and fears that, like, what's the point? And this is where you got to have a little faith of what this stuff does. I used to describe it like this for my old school salespeople. You walk into an open house to meet a realtor for the first time. you have no expectation that you're getting a deal. You're not getting a deal. You're getting nothing. You're lucky you're not getting kicked out. You're walking in there hoping you don't get kicked out. Your expectations are here. But you know that it's not the first meeting that makes the impact. It's the 7th, the 8th, the 10th, the follow-up, the mailer, the follow back, the networking event you bump into them at, the 75th meeting. All of those impressions are what build the relationship. You know this, so that first meeting, you're not like, oh, I didn't get a deal. You got to maintain that same perspective on a brand strategy. I did a video, okay. I did 100 videos, okay. I did 1,000 videos, okay. Now the work is compounding. Now the impact is coming. But you got to have a little faith. The last thing I'll prepare you for, be open to change. When you start on this strategy, maybe you take my playbook from this whole brand new. You're like, I'm doing the whole thing, Alec. I'll figure out in a year, the whole thing. Okay, go. I'll tell you what you're going to experience in that year. Some stuff you're going to love. You're going to feel energized by. Some stuff you're going to hate. And you got to figure out, do you need to grind through the stuff you don't like because it's just hard work to get to the other side? Or do you just need to abandon that entirely and focus on the stuff that you love that feels like gives you life and energy? You got to be open to understanding change and what's coming at you. Should you start a podcast? Should you go all in on YouTube? Should you go all in on one platform, all platforms? Keep an open mind. I have people telling me, Alec, short form content is the only way to go. You got to TikTokify your content. That's the game. Play the game. And I'm like, yeah, well, I like long form content too. So I'm going to do both. Alec, long form content, I don't know the space for that. I don't care what you like. I know what I like. And I know what I believe in. So I'm going to stick to my guns. I want to give you the same level of encouragement. There are a million gurus out there that'll tell you how to do it and why to do it and what to do. Stick to what's true here, and you're going to win. Just play the long game. When I've sat across from so many people and had this debrief conversation, asked them what they learned, asked them what they are excited about, asked them what they are challenged by, I want to reach across and grab every one of them and just tell them to just do it. Just do it now. You know what to do now. Just go do it.
Just do it! Make your dreams come true!
Because I know that's the barrier to success. Execution. Always execution. You know what to do. In fact, sometimes, maybe throughout this day or throughout this video, you're like, oh, Alec, I knew that. I got that. Okay. I know you do. Execute. And the only encouragement I can give you for execution is two things. Figure out how to make it impossible for yourself to fail and get help. I don't know what that is for you on the impossible to fail thing. I'll just share a personal experience, and hopefully that'll give you some ammo to figure this out. I mentioned that I was bullied growing up, and I was an insecure kid, and I struggled with that for a long time. And my hack on how to never fail, to put myself in a position to never fail, is to make the efforts and the things I want to accomplish public. For some reason, when I say I'm going to do something and I make it public and I put it out on the internets, the fire inside my soul lights. And there is nothing that will stop me from accomplishing this, because hell no is anybody going to ever say, oh, look at Alec, he said this and he failed and he didn't do it. It's an insecurity hacking system. I'm taking my own insecure BS and I'm using it to accomplish the goals in my life. I don't know what works for you, but you have to put yourself in a position where the boats are burned. And then you have to get help. There's no person on this planet that has accomplished greatness without support and accountability. So who's going to help you? Who's going to come along for the ride? Who's going to sit shotgun? Who's going to call you out on your BS? Who's going to make you push the extra rep when you're too tired? Who's going to tell you, dude, the video's good, just post it, and give you that extra little nudge to get off the shelf because you're staring at it going, I hate this video. Find a way to make failure impossible and bring someone along to help. I've said this repeatedly throughout this video, and I'm going to end on it because it's the right thing to say. So many people want more. More influence, more opportunity, more business, more money, more security, more. It's all possible, but it's a journey, not a destination. You have to start in order to end up over here. And starting can look like so many modest, intermediate steps. It doesn't have to look like tomorrow all this is implemented and you're a new person. It's never how it works. One foot in front of the other. One attempt, one failure, one get back up, one bad video turns into great videos. You gotta start the journey. Bring along people to help, and then have grace for yourself. Laugh at yourself. Hell, don't take it all so seriously. And you're gonna find when you look back that you've transformed yourself and your career. Just put one foot in front of the other. Turn the camera on and go help someone. Thanks for hanging with me today.
Brand new.